This is Johnny Nelson, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Now, I've just watched an interview with the head of Sky Sports, Adam Smith. Okay, and he was on IFL TV. And for those of you who haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to it in the description box of this one. So once this video is finished, go give that a watch, come to your own thoughts, and then compare it to my reaction to what it is that Adam Smith is saying by putting them in the comment section of this one. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. Now, Adam Smith, of course, as I said, head of Sky Sports. He's over there in America along with Umar, and he's going to be covering and commentating on Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz 2, the rematch. Now, first of all, way to go for being patriotic, Adam, where you chose to attend that particular event rather than your own Brit in Callum Smith versus John Ryder, which will also be on Sky Sports. So way to go for leaving us Matthew Macklin, which is probably what's going to happen, and for choosing a fight night that not many people are interested in, compared to Callum Smith, a guy who you and Eddie Hearn and plenty of other people will be saying he's hoping he's going to be a pay-per-view star going forward. So way to go for building the Callum Smith brand by abandoning this particular event for Deontay Wilder. Now, the pay-per-view price for Joshua and Ruiz gone up from £20 to £25. Now, certain things that Adam Smith said I can agree with, some things I wholeheartedly disagree with, and I think Adam Smith is being quite disingenuous with some of the things that he's saying. Now, first of all, I can only speak from my point of view, and yes, again, I do understand, though, that not everybody has the same kind of financial capabilities as maybe I do, in the sense of an extra £5 doesn't make too much difference to my bank account. And hopefully it doesn't for you either. But for a lot of people, the extra £5 does make a difference. It really does. Now, people can say it's only gone up by a fiver. Yeah, but it's gone up to £25, okay? Now, in addition to the fact that people who have Sky, or whether it be through direct from Sky, or whether it be from Virgin Media, wherever it may be, you've got to pay for your broadband, which is your internet, plus your TV package, then get Sky Sports on top of it, and whenever pay-per-views come around, you pay for that on top of your package. For me, I pay £97 every single month for my package. So when a pay-per-view comes around, I've got to pay that pay-per-view on top of my £97. Some people have to pay a lot more, some people are a bit less, as it depends on your package. But when Adam Smith is comparing the £25 to what they have to pay in America, where it's $75, for example, Ortiz and Wilder, you poor guys having to pay $75 for a pay-per-view for that, for a fight that people aren't really interested in. But listen, okay, I get it. Yes, the world's apart when you look at the pay-per-view price. But do those guys in America have to pay for the packages underneath it like what we do, just so they can get the pay-per-view on top of it? I don't know. So maybe Adam Smith is being quite disingenuous when he's saying things about how comparing the price. Because again, they may not have to pay all the things underneath it that we have to pay beforehand. Likewise, maybe the cost of living in America is totally different to the UK. Maybe £25 here in the UK is of the equivalent value to a $75 in America compared to the average person. Maybe these guys get paid a hell of a lot more, but the cost of living is so much different. That's pretty much what I'm saying on that one. But some things that Adam Smith was saying really, really baffle me. They really do. Such as he's saying how Sky Sports, they don't want to up the prices. Nobody wants to up the prices. Well, of course you want to up the prices, because you're going to get more money. And reason being, so let's give you guys some numbers. Now, the thing is, Adam Smith, Eddie Hearn, and plenty of other people saying how Ruiz Joshua is going to be the biggest fight night of the year, especially for British boxing. And I can well believe it, that's for sure. In fact, I said it, that as soon as Ruiz beat Joshua, that the rematch will be absolutely mega. It really will. And it is amazing how one fighter can take a loss and then the next fight be even bigger. So sometimes it pays to take a loss, right? But ultimately, people like me and many of you guys, we're going to be buying the pay-per-view. So whether it's £20, whether it's £25, whether it's £100, we're going to pay it because we want to see Anthony Joshua become a two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Some other people will buy it just because they want to hope that Anthony Joshua loses. Listen, it is what it is. But he is right when he said that this will probably be the most watched pay-per-view event of this year. Because when you look at the Sky Sports pay-per-view numbers, they range anywhere in between 200 to 350,000 pay-per-view buys. They haven't been doing great numbers this year. Fact being because Joshua's only fought once this year and it was abroad. Over there in America, different time zone, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So not many people were going to be staying up to be watching it or waking up to watch it as well. So yeah, that one's always going to take a hit. But the one in Saudi for the rematch is within the UK time zone. There's a 2-hour time difference. So whereas usually we'd be watching Joshua, if he was fighting in the UK, ring walking around about 10:30 to 11 p.m. Now he's going to be ring walking around about 9 p.m. UK time. So again, that's pretty cool. But ultimately, those in Saudi who are fronting the event and coughing up all the money, this event is probably not even really about making money for them, okay? Money is no object, okay? These guys have so much oil money, it's unbelievable, okay? This is playground money for these. But one of the reasons why Eddie Hearn and Joshua and what have you chose Saudi is because of the financials of it. Let's be honest about it. There's no other reason. If these guys weren't offering as much money as what they would have got for Wembley or Cardiff, then they would have went to Wembley or Cardiff, wouldn't they? Or back at Madison Square Garden, wherever. But they're chosen Saudi because that's where the money is. So we already know that these guys have been making a huge amount of money. Now with Sky Sports, so let's just say it does 1 million pay-per-view buys. Personally, I think it'll do it around about 2 to 3 million, but that's just me personally. I could be wrong. To be honest, I'm not really bothered if I'm right or wrong because I ain't getting none of it. But let's just say it does a reserved 1 million pay-per-view buys, which will be a record for 2019 for a pay-per-view event, okay, for the UK. So, although, I mean, would it do better than Joshua Klitschko at 1.7 million? Would it even do better than 1.4 million, which was Joshua versus Parker? I don't know. But either way, let's just be reserved and say it does 1 million pay-per-view buys at the £20, shy of 5 pence, 19.95. But at £20, 1 million pay-per-view buys, not too hard to work out, £20 million. In addition to the fact that, again, this is a side note from me, when I'm paying for something on pay-per-view, I don't expect every few minutes for them to be taking ad breaks. Okay, I don't expect to be sitting there watching boxing and then in between the rounds or in between fights to be watching commercials from bloody washing up liquid. Okay, I don't want to see it. Okay, for me, if I'm watching a movie, if I'm buying a movie, guess what? There are no ads within that movie, and I expect the same when I'm watching a pay-per-view. But either way, this is what Sky Sports do. It's a way of earning more money. So not only will they be getting the 20 million from the pay-per-view, if it was 1 million at £20, but they're going to be getting the ad revenue plus the sponsorship from like William Hill and whoever else in that as well. So these guys are going to be making a hell of a lot of money. But by putting it up an extra £5, not a lot of money I get, that's 25 million. I mean, do you really need the extra 5 million? I mean, is 20 million not enough? Okay. But again, even though it's only a fiver, a lot of people are saying, well, I ain't going to buy the pay-per-view now. A lot of people are saying that. I ain't saying that. As I said before, they can put up to £100. I'm going to watch it because I want to see Joshua become a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. But a lot of people who were going to buy it are now going, no, I ain't. So ultimately, if they did do £20 million worth of revenue just from the pay-per-view, by putting up by a fiver, they may still just about do 20 million. If that makes sense. Because a lot of people who were going to buy it may not now. So really, they may have just cut the nose off to spite the face, mightn't they? But listen, it is the biggest fight night of the year, and them putting up the pay-per-view price when they already know they're going to be making a lot of money from it is just, to be honest, it is greedy. It is greedy. And Adam Smith was being very, very disingenuous. Now, as I said before, I do understand the price structure, that these guys should be putting out a pay-per-view price dependent on the event. For example, Joshua Ruiz should be more expensive than maybe a Lomachenko versus Campbell. Yes? Some people would disagree with that one, of course. But that's kind of like my point. Now, if they are going to do pay-per-views, it should be based upon the pay-per-view itself. Now, ultimately, one question that was asked, and as I said before, Umar, you are a complete rimmer. You really are. I don't quite know why you were saying, oh, well, it's only £25. What can you buy for £25? I don't know. Your mum? I have no idea. Either way, wind your neck in. Just ask the question, sit back and shut up. We're not interested in your opinion. Now, the thing is, yes, it's only £25. But still, some people can't afford that £25 in addition to the package that they're already having to pay. So Adam Smith, by saying it's going to be the biggest, most watched event of the year, well, if that's true, you didn't need to up the price, did you? Because you're already going to be making a hell of a lot of money because you're already projecting huge numbers to come on in. So why up the price? It can only be put down to greed. And him saying how, well, nobody really wants to. Well, you did. Because I'm pretty sure now you're going to be having a very good Christmas, aren't you? Yes? It's greed. That's all it is. It's greed. Now, I don't expect them to care what the fans think. Not at all. They can say, but you know what? As Adam Smith did, that, well, we always care about our fans. Okay, we don't want these guys paying more than what they have to and everything. Well, clearly you do. Well, clearly you do, Adam. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done it. Personally, I don't think any fight night should be pay-per-view. But, again, these guys want to go with a narrative. Well, certain fighters demand X amount of money, so therefore you've got to put it on pay-per-view to pay these guys. Yeah, rightio. Of course you do. Very simple. If you're not happy with the pay that you're getting on Sky Sports, then move to a different platform then. Very simple, isn't it? I mean, where else are they going to go? Anyway, listen, that's my thoughts on it all. For me, I think that Adam Smith was being very, very disingenuous on it. I said he wasn't talking about the fact that people have to pay a hell of a lot of money just for Sky Sports anyway, and having to pay the extra £5. Yes, it's only an extra £5, but still, £5 is £5, is it not? It's a happy meal for one of your kids, isn't it? Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.